back to another video of She Goes Where God Leads. Hi everyone, my name is Jessica, and a few months ago I left my life back in the US to travel. I left my job, my apartment, sold most of my things, and I'm currently traveling to different countries just to follow my purpose and live a life aligned with God. Today's video is going to be about a few things I have learned while traveling abroad throughout the last 5 months. First thing, if anyone asks me what has been one of the main things that you think stood out to you the most throughout this whole experience, I feel like I would say the fact that we need to learn to enjoy the moment. What do I mean by that? So when we started this journey a few months ago, we were so excited because we were going to be living in a high-rise condo. We were going to be working on the co-working space on the 66th floor, and we were just getting that dopamine when we booked the place. And as we were approaching to get to that place, we were just so excited because I had never lived on a high-rise my whole life. That was gonna be my first time living on a high-rise. And that was going to be in Bangkok, Thailand. That was going to be as soon as we landed, we're leaving our jobs and everything in the US. So as you can tell, we were so excited. And the funny thing is that we arrived, obviously we were so excited, like little kids, taking pictures, videos, posting all these things. And after a few weeks, I feel like our excitement kind of went down. You're chasing the next thing, you're chasing your cars at home, whatever, and as you approach that season, you're so excited because you're about to get it, you're gonna get it. And once you get it, you get excited for a few months, for a few weeks, whatever, and then after that you chase what's next. For us, the next was going to be our next destination, which was Bali, Indonesia. And as we were toward the last few weeks of that condo, we were already chasing like Bali. We were excited, and in Bali we were 5-10 minutes away from the beach. It was literally walking distance from the beach where you were staying. And at the moment you appreciate it, but this trip literally made me appreciate it even more. It made me realize that sometimes you don't appreciate where you're at the moment because you're chasing the next thing. So it goes in all parts of life. It goes of maybe with you at the moment, maybe you have a job, or you even material things. Maybe you have a car and you're waiting for the new car, the new piece of clothes that are coming out, new shoes, whatever, and you want the next thing, so you're not appreciating what you have at the moment. For us, I think when it hit us the most was the fact that we did miss our family members at one point. And we learned that even though back home sometimes we were just chasing to leave the US, to go to new countries, to travel, we sometimes didn't appreciate being with our loved ones, being with our family, being with our friends. And this journey definitely showed me that sometimes what matters is being surrounded by the people you love, not wanting these material things. Because yeah, it's nice to be living in the high-rise condo, it's nice to be living 10 minutes away from the beach, but at the same time, when you're there, you are just looking for the next thing and you don't appreciate the moment, if that makes sense. So I have definitely learned to appreciate the moment, be present, appreciate every single little thing, because you don't know when's your last day, right? So I feel like that has been one of the main things, especially because these 5 months have gone by so fast that now that I look back, I wish when I was in Bali, I wish I did other things that I didn't do because I wasn't appreciating it, and I was like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm lazy to do it. And now I'm like, damn, why didn't I do it? I was there. So it's just something that stood out to me the most. Learn to appreciate every single thing, and don't leave things for the next day or for next time, because then later you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, damn, why didn't I do that? So that has definitely been one of the main ones. My next thing that I have learned has been the fact that less is more. So number 2 is less is more. What do I mean by that? We have been traveling throughout the last few months with literally just what we have in our luggage, and that's pretty much everything we own. We left a few things back at our parents', but there are just a few random clothes or random things that we might not even need anymore. But we left our apartment and we sold most of our things on Facebook Marketplace, and now we're traveling with just whatever we own, and that's all we own. We don't own anything else. I do have a car back in the US, but it's there, but other than that, I don't really own many things. And even before this trip, I was always the type of person who wasn't really into materialistic things. I feel like at one point I was slowly getting into it, just because, you know, you're surrounded by your environment, everyone wants it, the newest thing, you see it on social media, you want it. But I feel like at one point I was, but then slowly I started going back into not wanting all these material things. And after this trip, after traveling for the last few months, I have even learned that even what I have in my luggage, there's some things that I don't even use, so I'm getting rid of them. We normally donate them to wherever we're at. We find places where we can donate them, but I have learned that you don't need all these random things at your home, because it goes to show, this is a different topic but it goes together. I'm learning about the mind. I've been learning about the mind throughout the last few months. So it goes to show that when people like keeping stuff, or when they like hoarding, if you call it like that, that's a scarcity mindset. So that means sometimes they do it because they get FOMO. They feel like they want all these things and they get FOMO, and they feel like they're not gonna get it, or if they don't get it at that time, they're going to just miss out on the opportunity. And it just goes back to whatever they're going through. They might be going through some things inside their mind that we don't know of, but that's a whole different topic. But it clearly goes to show, like for me personally, I have learned that less is more, and we don't know where we're going to be living on the next few months, weeks, years. But wherever I'm at, I have learned that even when I get a home, if I get a home in the near future, it's going to be minimalist, only 2-3 plates, 2-3 cups, you know, because even in the last few months we've been to different Airbnbs, and all these Airbnbs only have like 4 plates, 4 cups, 1 knife, and all these things, and that's all we use. That's all we've been using. We have been using that. Before traveling, I did have all these dishes in my kitchen. When I sold them, I realized that most of the things I was selling, I never even used them. I just had them there because they were trending, or because I bought them at one point and I only used them once, you know. So it just goes to show that we don't need all these things. I have met so many people throughout all these countries, all these places, and they're the happiest people ever, and they don't have the newest things that are trending or collecting things. So that definitely goes to show, especially for me, from my experience, that you don't need the newest thing. You don't need to buy the newest car, the newest piece of clothing, the newest doll, whatever you have. It just shows me personally that I don't need all those things to be happy. I'm the happiest I have ever been in my whole life, and I own just 2 suitcases and a personal item. That's all I own. I don't own anything else. And it just clearly goes to show how society teaches you to buy all these things, and it goes to consumerism. But that's a whole different topic too, that I can make a whole video about that. If you're interested, you can let me know in the comments. But yeah, I have changed my mentality, and I'm not in consumerism anymore. I'm not with that mindset, and it has been really interesting to learn all these perspectives. But yeah, that's the second one. Third one is just the fact that society has taught us to be productive, and you get praise from being productive. And the problem is that when we're productive, we work like 8 hours or for this amount of time, and we just feel drained toward the end of the day, and we don't take time to be still, just to be still for a few minutes. Stillness is so important. That has been something I have learned throughout this experience, the importance of being still, learning to be still. And personally, since I was little, I was always that little girl who would get all this done, get praised for it, so continue getting it done, continue getting praised for it. So it's a way they teach you since little to get all these things done. You get praised for it, so you continue doing it, you continue being productive, trying to be better, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem here is that after 90 minutes you kind of like crash out, and you are not as effective as you were during those 90 minutes when you're working on something. So it's best to take a 15-minute break, and during that 15-minute break, don't be scrolling on your phone, don't be doing all these things, just sit still. And trust me, you're gonna notice a drastic difference. I have been blessed to have the opportunity to be still, because like I said, I feel like this journey has given me the opportunity to learn all these things. And there's times when I sit still, and at the beginning I was struggling, because at the beginning I was sitting still and I just felt like I was wasting time. Like, no, I need to make this video, I need to edit this, I need to post this. And if you follow me on my Instagram and stuff, I would post a video every day on my Instagram, which there's nothing wrong with that, but for me it made me feel like I was being productive. And then later I realized, I'm like, okay, I'm just focusing on posting, but I'm not taking time aside to learn something new. So is that helpful? And I was like, let me change my perspective, let me just post 3 times a week, and let me take time aside to study a topic. And that's what I started doing, and now I feel like that has been so helpful, because I'm not posting every day, but I'm taking time aside to learn something new, learn new skills, study new things. And I'm still taking time aside to stay still for a while, and just to be able to listen, to just look at the sky, hear worship music, pray, do all these things, and trust me, your life will change. It will help you so much. And it has been difficult for me. It's still difficult at the moment. I'm still struggling, I'm not gonna lie. I still struggle to stay still even at the moment, but I'm working on that, and I encourage you to try it. Stay still for a while. And if you are the type of person who struggles to stay still, don't worry, we're the same page. But trust me, this is life changing and it's so helpful. It will help you so much as you're working on whatever you're working on, and it will help you stay aligned, get clear vision of what you're working on, and get to see exactly what is the best approach for you to take when working on a specific task or doing anything, or just any specific area in your life. So I do encourage you to try that, to sit still for a while, at least, even when waking up. So as I'm learning about the mind, when you wake up and before you go to sleep, that's when your subconscious is working more. So that's when it's recommended for you to just sit still. But it's also recommended for you to do it on those 15 minutes when you take a break after the 90 minutes that you're working on a specific assignment or doing something. But yeah, I can do a whole video regarding that too. If you want me to make a video regarding that, let me know and I can do that. The fourth thing has been the fact that there's opportunity for you out there. The world is so big and there's so much opportunity. Whatever you want to do, there's just so much opportunity. And this goes to show to never limit yourself on what you're capable of doing. Me, a year ago, would not be speaking in front of a camera. I would not be making a YouTube video, and I would not be making it with no makeup on. That's a whole different topic too. But I feel like this journey has definitely taught me so much. I have learned so much, so many new things. I have met so many great people, so many amazing people, and they have showed me so much about life. They have explained their life journey. They have explained different things. It's just been life-changing to get to see life in a different perspective, where you travel, meet people, get to see experience different cultures, get to go to different countries, learn their language, learn their culture, learn the tradition, everything. So there's just so much opportunity out there. If you ever feel the nudge to just travel or leave whatever it's not just about travel, it's just about any situation where you're at. If you feel the nudge to leave it, it's for a reason. For us, I feel like we felt the nudge to leave, and we were kind of like no, we can't do it. How are we leaving our jobs with no backup plan? There's no way. And every time I saw people traveling, I always looked up to them, and I always wonder how they did it. And thank God he's been blessing us with the opportunity to continue doing this, and it has been just life-changing. And my goal is to share with you guys everything I have been learning, everything I have experienced, because after a while you get immune to it. I feel like I feel immune to all these things because since I'm experiencing life in a different way, I just feel like this is the reality for everyone else. But then I realized that I've been very, very blessed to experience this, so I would love to share it with anyone else who might be stuck in a specific area in their life and who wants to learn how to get unstuck, how to live life differently, how to stop living on autopilot, which that's what I was doing. But yeah, there's just so much opportunity out there. I am nowhere where I want to be, but I am growing, learning, and experiencing life differently, learning from my mistakes to get to where I want to be. My goal is to just be that type of person who can help other ladies who are struggling with their path in life, or who are just living on autopilot, want to live a life with purpose. So if you ever feel stuck, feel free to reach out to me, and I would love to help you. I would love to just help you live a life full of purpose, because that's what God has for us to do, to live a life with purpose. That's why we're here. Life is so short to be stuck in a place where you're not happy, to be stuck in a situation where you're not happy. So yeah, this is just a short video of a few things I have learned, but if you want to know more, go into depth into one of these, feel free to let me know and I can do that. There's also many other things I can talk about. I can probably make a part 2. If you also want a part 2, let me know. If you like this video and you're interested in living a life full of purpose, make sure to follow along on this beautiful journey God has placed for me, and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on my next video.